Hey guys, this is Kritaka. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you what I have on my iPhone. So recently on Instagram, I shared what my iPhone looks like from the inside, and so many people were fascinated with how I customize my iPhone and what the different apps I have are. So finally getting down to making this video. So the iPhone I have is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. It's in the color Pacific Blue, and I absolutely love the case, by the way, that I got for this. I got it from this website called Casetify, and I basically customized it. So it's sort of like a vision board bucket list of sorts for myself, and I really like how it looks. It's also super protective. So anyway, without wasting any time, because I do have a lot of apps on my phone, let's get started with this video. So recording my screen in 3, 2, 1. So first things first, this is what my wallpaper is. I've lately been trying to do this where each month I download like that month's wallpaper from the internet. I use this website called The Every Girl. But yeah, having this calendar up in center sort of makes me want to make the most of each day and sort of gives me an idea of like what the month is going to look like and stuff. So inside here, I have 7 different pages. So it's honestly a lot of pages for us to go through. But as you can see, I've sort of added a lot of like these images, and somehow I think my iPhone kind of looks like an art gallery. It's basically pictures that I found on Pinterest, and I've added them as a widget, and these are just some pictures that inspire me, so I really like the aesthetic that I've created. So for my widgets, I use this app called Widgetsmith, which is amazing. So all of the pictures that you see here in the widgets are pictures that I just downloaded off of Pinterest. You can find like a lot of interesting illustrations, motivational quotes, whatever you want. Basically, when you open the app, this is what it looks like. Now as you can see, I have created like small widget number 1, number 2, number 3. I have added like a lot of these small widgets, and you can click that add small widget button to like add another small widget and customize it. Then there's medium widgets and there are large widgets. So let's go into the small widget number 15 and see how we can customize it. So this is the default setting, but you can go in here and you can choose whatever you want. So maybe it's photos in an album, then it'll just show your album photos. And you can also add a photo, custom photo, and that's how you can, download those photos on Pinterest and then upload it as a picture over here. So that's something you can do. So yeah, you can just play around with this and then just add widgets onto your home screen. So for example, let's say I want to change this widget. I just long press on it, edit widget, and change it from small widget number 1 to say small widget 15, which we just created. So that's how you change it basically. So I hope that explanation made sense. But anyway, moving on to the different apps that I have. So first, this page is sort of more or less default apps. So I've got photos, camera, clock, messages, Gmail, notes, reminders, FaceTime. I'm not really going through these apps because these are just default iPhone apps. On the bottom, I have the call button, email. This is my personal email ID, and then Gmail app is the app that I use for all my work-related emails. And then I have WhatsApp and Safari, and my widgets here just say make today count. There's a calendar of the month and it shows what day it is today, and the bottom one says slow down and soak it up. So these are nice reminders. The second page, I've added 3 small widgets, and next to each of those widgets I have like 4 different apps. First we have music, which is Apple's default music app, and I do have like an Apple Music subscription. Next we've got the podcast app, which is again Apple's default podcast app, but if you're not on iOS, you can download any other podcast app. Another one that I really like is Overcast, so maybe you can check that out. Then there's calendar, weather, app store, settings, not much to explain there. Next, coming to the bottom 4 apps. The first one is called Todoist, which is an amazing app to just make like a to-do list. This is something that I use every day in the morning. I just wake up and write down things I need to get done and then check them off. So as you can see, I have film what's on my iPhone, edit Q&A. I have like a bunch of different things I need to do today. And the amazing thing about this app is that I can sync it across all my devices. So if I make changes here, it shows up on my laptop as well and on my iPad. So I constantly know what all I need to get done that day. Next, we've got the Health app, which is again Apple's default app. You can use this app to like track your steps and stuff. Today, as you can see, I haven't really walked much yet. The next app is called Notion, and I've spoken about this in the past, but this is literally where I organize my whole life, especially my work. So as soon as you open it, this is the last page I had accessed. So this is just like my YouTube schedule and like me planning out what all videos I need to do. You can see here on the side, I have like a lot of different tabs, and literally I use this to like plan and everything related to work. So this is an amazing app. Next, we've got this app called Sweat. My subscription has expired recently and I haven't renewed it. But basically, this is the workout app that I've been using the most during this lockdown, and it is kind of expensive. I think it's like 1500 rupees a month. So I only get it when I know I'm actually going to properly work out that month. At the moment, I'm using a different app for workouts, which I'll show you later on. Moving on to the next page. Now this page is all my social media related apps, and for most people these apps are just like time pass and things that they waste their time on, but these are all work related apps for me, and that's why the picture that I've added here also goes with that theme. So first we've got Instagram, which I spend a lot of time on. If you're not following me on Instagram, we recently hit 100k there. Next, I've got Twitter. I'm not going to go through all of these because these are so standard. So there's Twitter, there's Facebook, Snapchat. Then there's YouTube Studio, which is basically like the analytics side of YouTube. So I can track all of that here. I can see how my videos are performing. I can also reply to comments and stuff from here directly. So if you're a creator, then I'm sure you already know about this app, but this is something I use a lot. Then there's YouTube. Again, I spend a lot of time on YouTube on my phone as well. Pinterest, which is something I have recently been using a lot. So again, if you're on it, you can consider checking out my profile. Then there's this app called Timehop, and what this app does is that it shows you what you were doing on that particular day the past few years. So basically you sync your Instagram, Facebook, your phone's photos and stuff, and it's just really nice to sort of see what you were doing this time last year. Moving on to the next page. So as the picture here suggests, this page is all about like photography and the apps I use most for photo editing. So first we've got Lightroom, which is like my most used app. So the mobile app is free, but there are some features within the mobile app that you need to pay for. So I have like a paid subscription for Lightroom and Photoshop and stuff. And if you don't know, I also sell my own Lightroom presets. I've developed my own presets, which are sort of like filters, so you can edit your photos the way I do. So let me show you what Lightroom looks like. I have a whole tutorial explaining how I edit my photos on Lightroom. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave a card here. Do check it out. But yeah, like I said, I have like different preset collections. I've got city collection, lifestyle, summer and winter, and there are 11 presets within each pack, and you can just like choose any of those presets to get like edits on your photos. So this is an app that I use a lot, not just on my phone but on my laptop and on my iPad as well. The next few apps are apps that I don't really use that much, but there are some features in these apps that I like and use sometimes. So first there's Snapseed. I like using this when I want to remove something in the background. You can just use like the healing brush tool and remove it. Then there's Facetune, which I like to add some details to certain areas of my picture. Next is VSCO, and I have a subscription for VSCO, but I never really end up using it. But one thing I like about VSCO is that for videos and even for photos, actually, they do have some really nice vintage type filters. So a lot of these actually look really nice. So if you want that particular type of effect, then I think this is a great app to try. But like I said, I do most of my editing on Lightroom, so I just have VSCO as like an optional thing. The next app is called Mixtures. Let me show you what it's like. This app is useful if you want to add like the dust effect or light leaks into your pictures. So for example, if I go into this, basically this is the original picture, and on the top right you can see there's like this light leak. You can choose like any of these options and adjust the intensity. So this again comes in handy a lot of times. The next app is called Unum, and this is the app that I use to plan my Instagram feed. The next one is called Artery, and this is an amazing app for Instagram stories. So all of these are templates, and you can just add your pictures and customize the colors and stuff. So for example, I want to use this template. I can just go in there, add my own picture, change the text as well, remove the text if I don't want it, change the color. So yeah, this is how this app works. Now moving on to the next page. Now this is where a lot of my apps are, and I've organized them into different folders. So the first folder is called Design, and it has a lot of design related apps. Now I'm going to be honest, a lot of apps on this page are apps I don't use that often. They're just there because sometimes I may end up using them, or I've used them in the past and liked them. So I'm going to quickly go through these apps without taking too much time, because I feel like this video is going to end up being super long otherwise. First we've got Lightly. There's Photoshop Express. Again, I use Photoshop on my laptop or on my iPad, so I don't use it much on my phone, but I just have it. Next app, LD, I don't even remember what this is. Oh, lens distortion. Then there's Tezza. What I like about this app is that it has a lot of really nice filters. Then there's Canva, which is such a lifesaver. I don't use Canva much on my phone, but sometimes I have needed to, so it's nice to have on my phone. Then there's Unfold, which is sort of similar to Artery. It's basically to design your Instagram stories and stuff. Then there's Motion Leap, which is an app that basically lets you create like these you know, in your photos, if you want to make the background look like it's moving, or you know, if there's the sky, you want the clouds to move, stuff like that. This app is great for that. Next folder is video. Now I have a ton of video apps. I don't use all of them. So my most used apps are actually InShot, LumaFusion and Premiere Rush, but all of these other apps have some particular feature that I like. So there's Hyperlapse, which lets you take hyperlapse videos. Another app I like in this folder is Prequel. It has really nice filters for videos. So if you want like vintage filters for videos, again, there are so many apps, even Visco does that, but Prequel also has some really good filters. You definitely do not need so many video editing apps. I don't use most of them. LumaFusion is a paid app, which I really like. The next folder is food, and here I have Zomato, Swiggy and Scootsy. Scootsy doesn't really work in Vellore. I think I used to use it back when I was living in Mumbai, but over here I mostly just use Swiggy if I want to order something. Then there's camera. So over here I basically have apps for my different cameras. So there's the Canon app, DJI app, Imaging Edge, which is Sony's app. I used to have the GoPro app as well. I don't know where it went. And this Retouch app is something I recently downloaded. It's wrongly put in this folder. I think it should go in the design folder, but the Retouch app lets you basically remove things in the background. So if you want to remove people so that it looks like you're the only person in that place, I think the Retouch app does that. But the other apps are apps that let me connect my camera to my phone so that I can use my phone as a remote. So if I want to take photos of myself, these are the apps I use. The DJI app is my drone app. So when I want to fly my drone, that's the app I use. The next folder is social. I don't know why I have so many social media apps, but first we've got Clubhouse. This has been like the rage lately. Everyone's on Clubhouse. I'm on it as well, so if you want to follow me, do follow me, but I'm not as active as some people are. Then I've got Reddit. I actually spend a lot of time on Reddit. I read like a lot of Reddit threads about like especially TV shows. I watch a lot of TV shows, so every time I'm done with an episode, I love to go on Reddit and read like a discussion thread about that episode or about a season. So that's something I really enjoy doing. I've got LinkedIn, which I don't use much. I just have it on my phone in case I need to use it. There's Telegram, which I feel is quite spammy, but sometimes it's very helpful. I got my vaccination slot because of like one of those Telegram groups. TubeBuddy is like this SEO assistant for YouTube videos, so it helps you do like your SEO research and keyword research and stuff. And lastly, I've got Flipboard, which is sort of like a magazine. Let me show you what it looks like. So you can just choose what topics interest you, and it sort of compiles articles from different platforms and shows you those. So I find this quite entertaining to go through. Next is music. So there's Shazam, which if you don't know about this app, basically if you're out somewhere and you listen to a song that you like but you don't know what song it is, you can just Shazam that song and Shazam will tell you what song it is. So that's very useful. Then I've got Spotify, YouTube Music. So I do pay for YouTube Premium. So because of that, I get YouTube Music as well. But like I said, Apple Music is like my most favorite music app because I'm just so used to it. Lastly, I've got Audible, which is the app I use to listen to audiobooks. So at the moment, I'm listening to The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. I'm actually reading this book, but at night I like listening to the audiobook as well when I'm going to sleep, so I just have it. And the thing with Audible is that each month you get 1 credit, and as long as your subscription is active, you can just like return books and like get new books and stuff. So that's how I keep getting like new audiobooks, so I'm not specifically paying for those audiobooks. Anyway, next is Learn. So I don't know why WordPress is in this, but my blog, my website is on WordPress, so I have that app. There's Teachable. So some of the courses that I've signed up for are on Teachable, so I can log in there and access those courses. Then I've got Duolingo, which is like one of my favorite apps to learn different languages. During this lockdown, I kind of started learning Spanish, but as you can see, I haven't really kept up with it. I also started learning Korean because I just wanted to learn the alphabet to be able to like read and write the alphabet in Korean, so that's something I did. But yeah, this is a free app. I don't really have a paid subscription for this, and you can learn so many different languages, so an amazing app. Then I've got Kindle. I also have like the physical Kindle device, so I don't usually read on this, but when I'm out somewhere, which doesn't happen anymore. If I don't have access to my Kindle, I'll just read it on my phone. So that's why I have the app. Moving on, we have the travel folder, and in this I have like a lot of different travel related apps. Usually I have more, but because we're not really traveling, I think I deleted some apps because my old phone didn't have as much storage as this phone has. So I need to download them again. But basically I've got Uber, Make My Trip, Ola, M Indicator, which is like for local trains in Mumbai, Klook, which is a really nice platform to like book tickets and tours and stuff. So when I went to Singapore, I think my Universal Studios ticket I bought from Klook. Then there's Trell, Yatra, Priority Pass. Priority Pass, if you don't know what that is, it basically lets you get access to airport lounges all over the world. That's something I obviously haven't gotten to use in the last 1 year, but that's something I have. And lastly, Airbnb, pretty straightforward. Then coming to games, I don't usually play too many games on my phone if I'm being honest. So the only time I play games is when I'm really like being unproductive in life. I do have those phases sometimes, but it doesn't happen too often, so I don't really play games. Next, there's a couple of money apps. There's Google Pay and Paytm. The next folder has a very pretentious name. It's called Life, but I just have a bunch of random apps here. So there's InShots, which is like this news app. Tide is an app that I use when I can't fall asleep at night. So basically this app has like a lot of different soothing sounds, and you can pick one sound and it'll just play that music, and it's like this really relaxing spa type music. Then we've got Amazon, Period Tracker, Book My Show, Airtel, ZenFriend. ZenFriend is also like this calming music meditation type app. Headspace again is a meditation app, really great app if you're like new to meditation. And Asana Rebel, which is not an app that I've actually used. I wanted to try it out, so I need to like try out the app and see what it does. And the last folder here is utilities. I'm just like going to scroll through these because these are very like straightforward apps, so I'm sure you've heard of all of these apps. So that's what we have here. Now moving on to the last page. Oh wait, this is the second last page. So on this page I just have like a bunch of pictures that sort of inspire me. And lastly, the final page. Now this page is super unorganized. As you can see, there's no widgets and stuff. These are just apps that I want to try or I downloaded temporarily and I'm going to delete. So this is like a very random page that shouldn't exist but exists. I don't watch Netflix much on my phone, but sometimes when I'm like super engrossed in a TV show, I may end up watching it on my phone at night when I'm like in bed. Then there's Among Us, which is such an addictive game. I had a phase where I was playing it a lot, but I don't really play it much anymore. Nearby is an app which you can use to find like good deals and stuff in your city. So I don't think they have Vellore as a city. I'm pretty sure they don't. But back when I used to live in Mumbai, I used to use Nearby a lot. Then there's an app called Bloom, which is sort of like a meditation mindfulness app. Air is also a podcast app, but the good thing about Air is that unlike other podcast apps, you can sort of highlight sections of the podcast that you want to come back to. Next, we've got this app which I hate every single morning. It's called Alarmy, and basically I have like an alarm set for 8:30 a.m. every day. I am not a morning person, so 8:30 a.m. is like very early for me. And what this does is that it's kind of extreme, but honestly I've been struggling to wake up early, so this is what I've been doing. But basically in the morning it gives me like 3 math problems to solve. It's basic maths, but when you've just like woken up from your sleep, even this is like difficult to do. So instead of math, you can actually choose anything. They have a bunch of different things. And lastly, we've got Cult Fit, which is actually the workout app that I've been using. So what I do is that when you go into the live tab over here, you can see like a live schedule, and they have a lot of different types of classes. So there's dance, yoga, Pilates, cardio, a lot of different things, and you can choose whatever time works for you. So it is pre-recorded, but every half an hour there are classes, so you can sort of join any class. So this is basically the workout app I've been using right now, and with that we have completed what's on my iPhone. So these are not all the apps that I have. I have a lot of other apps here as well, which haven't made it to like my main home screen. But yeah, these are all my apps. So that's all for this video. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.